Hey everyone, so we are going to get started with today's series, and this is something that I actually started on TikTok. And so, if you've been following me on TikTok, we have moved over to YouTube because it is just way easier to edit these things on here. So, I'm not going to take too much time with my rambling, but I do want to explain first what is Microsoft Power BI and how is it that you can use it yourself in your data analyst career journey. And so some of the things that I have been mentioning within TikTok has been, my data analyst career journey and how I kind of get started with this. And Power BI is definitely going to be one of those things that you're going to definitely look into and use on a day-to-day basis. So let's go ahead and get started. Just to quickly explain here, Power BI is by Microsoft, right? It is a business intelligence tool and it has almost over 100 different sources that you are able to connect through Power BI. And so a lot of those different sources are what companies are using today. It is basically what they have also been working with Power BI, giving those different ideas of, hey, we need this data, let's go ahead and get that connected. And so all of these different sources is where you get your data in order to make those data driven decisions. And so the three things that Power BI really does well with is being able to visualize that data, being able to analyze it. And then once you're done doing those first two things, you can actually report on this data, right? And so there are different ways that you can actually report this, whether with dashboards, whether with reports. And there's just so many different services that you can actually work with Power BI to get started on this. So this is what this series is going to be about. We are going to be talking about the introduction to it. I'm going to help you learn how to install it. And then we're going to get into the really good stuff where we're going to be actually creating dashboards and finding out all the different features that Microsoft Power BI is able to offer you and how you can excel in your own career journey. So, moving on here, I also want to explain some of the different sources that are available through Microsoft Power BI, and that includes these five different areas. So files, anything to do with, Microsoft Excel, CSV files, they actually have that to be able to get connected through Power BI databases as well, the SQL Server, Oracle, IBM databases. There are probably not hundreds, but there are several databases that you are able to connect through Microsoft Power BI. So I really recommend you check this information out on their website. Azure, also online services, and then other, right? And so there's just so many different types that you can connect to Power BI. I've seen, social media analytics, marketing analytics, and basically anything from healthcare to like construction industry, right? And so definitely check out some of the sources that are available. And if there is not something available, reach out to Microsoft and they are able to really check to see how they can assist you with that. And these are the six different services or products that they currently have. And so Power BI Desktop is going to be your number one tool, right? This is where you're going to be able to design your dashboards, create your reports with your data. You actually install this builder onto your personal computer, your work computer, and you're able to use it to design your dashboards. Power BI Pro is a different license that you can use with Power BI Desktop. And typically, you're able to publish your reports online with this license, add it onto your own workspace, even work through different organization workspaces, download reports into like a PowerPoint format. And so there are some differences when it comes to this, being able to share out your data and your reports. This is one of those licenses. Power BI Premium is our third option here. It's typically used for bigger organizations, right? They want to use big data. They're trying to analyze a little bit more information. There are significant price scales with this. So to definitely reach out, within your own organization and check out if this is available to you. Sometimes they already have that license through their Office 365 tools or things like that. Power BI Mobile. And so I actually got the chance to work with Power BI Mobile. And so you are actually able to publish whatever reports that you design on the desktop version. and simplify them for your Power BI mobile, right? So obviously when you're designing things, you're not going to want to keep things in like a full website format. You're going to want to make sure you change that into a mobile format. You also have Power BI embedded reports. And so this is typically for developer level. You can actually embed your Power BI dashboards or reports within websites, applications, maybe a mobile app. Definitely a great tool if you're trying to look into more transformative ways that you can give your customers or your employer access to their data. And the Power BI report server, something that you're definitely going to be using. This is included in the Power BI Premium license, also used within enterprise levels, and definitely one of those things where you can share your report. So there is a difference between the reports and dashboards. And so report servers are what you can use to really organize all of the different, information that you can have for several teams. And that is basically it when it comes to this. So I'm going to just exit this out and we are going to get started with actually downloading Microsoft Power BI. So let's go ahead and check here. And I'm just going to come to my website. And if you have been following me, this is what I use typically to support you all to give those resources. We're going to have, different dashboard examples here, how you can add it onto your own portfolios. I'm going to just come on here. There's a Microsoft Power BI and I'm going to come here to the download. So one thing to note here is that I'm actually on a MacBook and there is actually no way that the Power BI desktop can be downloaded on a Apple computer. So one of the things that you're going to want to do is make sure that you download this through the Windows. All right, now that we have the parallels open, so as I mentioned, you aren't able to use this on your Mac, but if you do have the Parallels client, then you can go ahead and use it in this manner. But you will head on over to the Microsoft Power BI website and you're going to head on over to the Power BI desktop under products. And so downloading this is not too difficult. You're going to go ahead and click on download for free. You can use whichever email that you have available. Click on, your language down here, select download. And so I typically do the 64. Next. And it will automatically start downloading. If you are on a Windows computer, more than likely it's going to send you over to the Microsoft App Store and you can download it through there. It's the same exact thing. So whichever way that you end up doing this, it's right. Trust me. So once you have this completed and downloaded, which I have already done previously, you're going to see this icon on your desktop. And so this is the Power BI desktop builder that I was talking to you about. If you click that for the click on the software itself, it'll open up the application for Power BI. And that is how you download Power BI desktop. It is the most easiest way that you can get this information and start dashboarding. But this is the product that you will need to be able to start creating your reports and your dashboards. Once you let that load, you can basically get started with this. And so in our next series, we're going to actually be downloading a data set to where we can start learning a little bit more about what Power BI Desktop has to offer and being able to start publishing those reports onto our workspace. So that is it. Hope you found this helpful. And if you are interested in learning more, then go ahead and, let us know.